Hello lads and ladies and welcome to my Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke with... Okay, right, hear me out. I did try and do this with water types, but you see the first gym has a Pansage with Fine Whip. That always kills me, so that plan didn't flourish the way I wanted it to. Looking for a backup, I instead decided to go with a nice and easy, normal type only run. Because normal types, while nothing special, have the unique ability to learn a variety of useful moves.
Oh, I don't have any crunchy, I don't have any dark moves left. All my dark move use are dead.
They're reasonably strong both in offense and in defense.
That doesn't kill, dude, really? Come on, kill, kill, kill.
And best of all, we have a team that can handle any situation.
He will absolutely kill literally everyone on my team.
Quick disclaimer, all the deaths were from my first run that made it to the champion. The reason I'm spoiling it so much is that run, we're not going to be seeing it. Oh, how do I put this? It was a practice run, that's it. It was just a practice run. I definitely didn't accidentally give Ordino a move that maybe he shouldn't have been able to learn, because maybe I was using some shortcuts, because maybe I'm lazy. Why don't we just put that all aside and carry on with a question? What do you think when you hear the word normal? What comes to mind? Basic? Boring? Bland? I call these remarks short-sighted. We are all unique, but by all of us being unique, we are all the same. Does that mean then that we are all, by definition, normal? And therefore, the basic, boring and bland, those words mean nothing. Back to Pokemon, yeah, the normal type is kind of meh, to be honest. In Black and White, we have 8 Pokemon from which we can choose, and only 2 secondary types among us. Grass and Flying, both of which don't really scream top tier, if I'm being honest. The Eagle looks promising, but it's one we get right before the final gym. I don't think we're doomed though, this is possible, we just need to be smart. And if you want to be smart... Nah, just kidding, look at my sub count. There are no sponsors yet, but, you know, you want to knock that number up just a bit, hey, go right ahead. I won't stop you. Little reminder, this is a Hardcore Nuzlocke, so we're playing with Hardcore Nuzlocke rules, no over leveling, no items in battle, and, of course, the normal Nuzlocke rules added on. And everything in the description as normal if you want to read through it. Right, now, let us beginning. Loading into the game, we're straight away introduced to the worst part of the entire playthrough, the rivals. Don't worry, we'll talk about them in just a little bit. In picking our starter, I want to give Sharon the main rival, Pignite, as it's a fighting type which will be super effective against our normal types, thus keeping the status quo. Henceforth, Snivy is going to become our first teammate. No, it's not going to be a teammate, it's not normal. Look at this thing, way too outrageous. On Route 1 we catch our first actual friend, a completely normal Chipmunk. Chipmunk is an okay first Pokemon, but he's only as good as my knowledge of the game. So that means he's completely abysmal, because my knowledge of the game doesn't prepare me for the mandatory end fight we come up against. I didn't grind up Chipmunk at all, so N just wipes the floor with us in just a few moves using his purple cat. This man right here is going to be our third rival, probably the most important, though personally I don't agree with that statement. Okay, getting ahead of myself, we'll talk about no more, don't worry. We get there when we get there. On attempt 2, the plan was to follow through with grinding up our starter, who this time is a normal dog. But once we hit level 7, a level 4 dog appears and somehow outspeeds us despite the level difference, gets a critical hit, and then doesn't allow us to escape. What?! Witnessed here in front of us are the 2 biggest hurdles in this entire run. Awful planning, which is technically my fault, but I choose not to believe that, and the game cheats! I mean, we have bad luck. Attempt 3. We get another completely normal chip. Oh, no, never mind. Attempt 4. This is it. We're able to train up Chipmunk to a level 8, defeat N's cat, reorganizing the food chain in the process, and catch a dog on Route 2. Taking a wander into the training school puts us face to face with Sharon. Okay. I hate the rivals in this game. They irritate me in ways I cannot properly communicate. Every 5 goddamn minutes. Oh, hey trainer, you wanna go if you're no! It's a never-ending cycle. It just doesn't stop. It just keep coming, keep challenging me. I despise them. Like, this is how much I hate them. I did math for you guys. We're gonna fight the Three Stooges here 17 times. That's a total of 54 Pokemon we're going to need to kill in rival fights. That's like a trillion experience points. I don't know, I couldn't be bothered to figure that part out. But it's fine, it's okay. Once we're past the 8th gym, that's the last of them, and we will be prepared by then to deal with whatever they throw at us. Also, Bianca isn't actually that difficult. In fact, we're going to be skipping a lot of the rival fights. Look, they're not really, like, challenging, just very annoying. With the rant over, I go and challenge this red-haired man for the honour of winning his gym badge. And this battle, right here, is where you will see my true combat precision displayed for the world. I press the attacking move 4 times. If it doesn't do damage, it has no place on a Pokemon. Sun Tzu. The basic badge is now ours, which is kind of perfect, not gonna lie, and in the Dreamland, we're not only able to evolve Dog into a slightly bigger dog, but also get a rabbit, I think? Well, whatever the rabbit thing is, it's going to be the resident wall for the foreseeable future, so, of course, when training him up, I give it loads of attack and speed EVs. I'm a professional Pokemon player that always thinks that. Heading towards Nectarine City, we smash Sharon again, and on Route 3, we catch a completely normal Pigeon, and this Pigeon actually solves a big problem in the form of fighting types, who are really not my friend at this moment in time, or any other moments throughout this entire playthrough. Pigeon has an advantage. See, if you punch a dog, it's relatively easy so long as you disconnect the emotional trauma. You try to punch a bird now, you're gonna have a bad time. You can still throw rocks at it though. Oh, that's an issue. Arriving in the previously mentioned Nectarine City, the most important gym fight of them all is awaiting us. It's the fight to determine who is the superior normal type trainer. You know that you can only have one. Seriously though, this is a pretty hard fight. Both Herdia and Watchdog hit fairly hard for so early in the game, so it's a good thing we have the exact same team plus more by grinding up Chipmunk until he evolves into a Watchdog of our own. What we don't have access to is the other big problem. The move Retaliate, which does double damage if it's used in retaliation of one of your teammates being KO'd. When the fight begins, I lead Rabbit in order to take the Intimidate from Herdia. So glad mine didn't get that. Oh, Sandrush is such a bear ability. Switching in Chipmunk, we get hit by a takedown, and I start to try to put the Herdia to sleep with Hypnosis, but managed to miss the first one, allowing us to get smacked a second time. An Oranberry means we'll live one more, but we're pretty close to finna gonna die. Next turn, however, Chipmunk pulls through and hits the Hypnosis, and then we KO with 2 crunches anyway, making the Hypnosis completely worthless. And yes, if I had gone crit at any point in that, Chipmunk would have been 6 feet under. Quick lesson, do your damage calculations before wasting your time. Speaking of which, after not doing any damage calculations and just assuming Rabbit can survive the Watchdog's retaliation, I switch him in, and he gets put to sleep. Because I am a master strategist. I kinda don't want to be known as the guy that lost a teammate to a Watchdog, so I stay in to burn sleep turns with Rabbit, and eventually he does manage to wake up, so I start going for growls, but we're only able to get the Watchdog's attack lowered 2 times before being put back to sleep. Following up on this, I bring out Dog, who manages to dodge a Hypnosis and then misses a takedown, because perfectly balanced and all that. On the next turn, Retaliate does a chunk of damage that would have killed if it critted, because remember, crits ignore stat decreases, but we're also able to do a large chunk of our own, and this is where my favourite phrase for the entire playthrough comes into play. I switch into Rabbit. And after sleeping a few more turns, he wakes up and one secret power gives us enough damage to win us the trio badge. Ready to continue with my gym quest, I'm rudely stopped by these hooligans who decided to steal a Dragonite skeleton's head. Like, that's a Dragonite, isn't it? I'm not wrong here, am I? A rhetorical question, of course, I am never wrong. Well, that doesn't do a lot of damage.
Oh, Erdia has a lot of attack.
Well, these oddly dressed gentlemen run into Pinwheel Forest, where I am obligated to chase them, as this is the rite of passage for any Pokemon protagonist. Get involved with criminal organizations, but not just any, the worst criminal organizations of them all. Space Peter terrorists. On the subject of these guys, they're like my father. Early on is the only time we're going to see them, until the prince wakes up an ancient dragon god. To add to that as well, like any normal kid, I beat up park rangers that are trying to protect Mother Nature, and then steal their berries that I will forget to use later. The forest is soon behind us once we claim back the Dragonite skull. Hey, we have the ability to, like, bring back fossils. It's very simple, actually. It takes like a minute or two. You want to just... No, you're just gonna go put it back? Alright, no, you go! Probably couldn't even catch a Dratini, you friggin' loser! Doesn't matter, not a normal type, I say to myself, while crossing this incredibly long bridge, eventually arriving in Castelia City. And you know what the first thing everyone does when they get to the city. The Bug Gym, and also Space Peter Terrace. But most importantly, the Bug Gym. I got some questions for you, Bugsy. Why do you have clowns in your gym? You're a bug-type gym leader. What do clowns have to do with bugs? Is it because I want them all dead? Is it because I feed them to my lizard? Unwilling to give me the answer, I instead decide to battle him. And you should be surprised how bad this went.
I didn't give berries out. So preoccupied with everything else.
Nah, just kidding. We set up 2 workups with Dog, and while obviously being poisoned here would have been really bad, his job is only to take out the Whirlipede and Mr. Krabs. Once Leaf Annie comes out, it's all simple. We just need to switch in Pigeon and KO with Air Cutter. Do you see a problem with this picture? It's almost as if when I was leveling up, I learnt Taunt, then accidentally spammed A, causing us to replace Air Cutter with Taunt.
I just got rid of Air Cutter.
You see, I've duped you. I said it was going to be very hard, then revealed I lied and that it would be easy, and then you thought, oh, it's going to be easy, but then I've hit you with the trump card and showed that no, it is going to be hard. But wait, plot twist... But wait, plot twist number 4, it's actually very easy still. We'll heal 4 times to get the defense at -4, then switch into Rabbit to tank any damage, and just smack it a few times with secret power until we are able to win.
Oh, didn't even need Air Cutter, though that is gonna be useful later. And I'm still mad about it.
Thankfully, until the Elite Four, that statement is not accurate. We have no gym fights that will be hit for super effective damage by flying moves, and we'll learn something else at some point. See, this is where proper planning comes into play. I was prepared with knowledge of the other gyms, prepared for Bianca here to show her face.
So we were almost in range of a crit there.
Oh, hey Sharon, you thought I'd forgot about you? Well, I didn't. I did forget to heal though.
Okay, maybe not the superior bird. Let's get him out.
Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Sun Tzu.
Wait, a sandstorm?
Yeah boy, that's right, Sand Rush! We can guarantee to outspeed all of Sharon's Pokemon, and the Retaliate will be hitting like a truck, until Pignite comes out, and it is no longer hitting like a truck.
I'm really gonna hope this one-shots. That's not good. I would go as far as to say that's really... Oh, thank Christ.
After double checking, Pignite in fact does no Arm Thrust, so we're in a lot of trouble. However, after hitting it with a Retaliate, it goes for a Defense Curl. At this point it looks like even with the raised defense, one Retaliate will still kill, so I decide to risk it and... Ooh, just a bit low. The Pokemon Black AI is dumber than me, however, and I don't use that insult very lightly. It goes for Heat Crash, even though Arm Thrust again would have definitely killed us. Just gotta switch out for the Lipod, cause Fake Out might actually hurt a bit.
Actually, the Lipod can sometimes hit like a bitch. Bye, dog. Well, he got to use his Sandstorm ability once at least.
Yeah, that was kind of rough. Dog was going to be useful later, but bright side of life, we got Pokerus. That's pretty neat. Rest in peace, dog. Oh, and check out this load of garbage. On Route 5, we can catch we can catch a squirrel that has a 25% chance to show up. So, can someone tell me why it took 15 minutes to find one? Like, how? I don't think anything else can go wrong in the next few minutes, but as I was saying that sentence, I saw the next part of the script and realised that my least favourite letter of the alphabet is vastly approaching us, and past me was very, very unprepared. Noticing a pattern here? I may have lied before. The fight starts with Nen leading Sandile and us leading Chipmunk. Now, because I was grinding up a little bit earlier, I haven't actually healed Pigeon. And because I haven't trained Squirrel, he's only on level 19, and that leaves Rabbit the only one to potentially take out the Scraggy, who has a super effective move with Brick Break. The battle starts with me using Super Fang to halve the Sandile's health as the Sandile uses Embargo. Then Detect shows me he's going for Insurance. That is useless information, I don't know why I needed it. Following up on that, I use Confuse Ray. See, the plan is to have Rabbit kill this thing so he doesn't need to switch into Scraggy. But I want the Sandile on low enough health, he gets killed in one shot. I do go for another Super Fang here, which was dumb as hell, not gonna lie, as the Sandile could have ended itself by hitting itself 3 or 4 times. Poor luck actually saves us here though, as the Sandile hits himself a total of 1 time. I would have hit myself 5 times in those 4 turns, but I digress, this is actually a good outcome. We switch in Rabbit, only getting hit by an Embargo and 1 Insurance, before KOing the Sandile, leading the Scraggy to come out. We're both slow as hell, but I'm a little less slow than hell, so I can fire off the first return.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm also a lot weaker. The mouth says we win this war. Arceus says, I wonder if I should crit him.
Crit, please. Oh my god.
Okay, I'll admit, Air Cutter would have been nice here. Last is Darumaka, a Pokemon with very, very high attack, very high speed, and a hustle ability. That ability is the thing that is increasing the danger as it ups the damage of all its moves, and it's what's going to save us as it lowers the accuracy of all moves. For me, that means we would never hit. For the AI...
Just again. Come on. Come on, dude. Just miss once.
I keep using Roost and just hope to God I don't get critted. It was a fair amount of turns of this nonsense. One of us does break though. The Darumaka misses. Pretty big, but we still need a few more lucky misses to allow us to safely kill with Quick Attack. In the meantime, we go back to waiting, so the next Fire Punch comes in and he gets a crit and a burn. Sorry, I'll be right back. Cheating bastards! Our attack currently cut in half, our health being drained enough that healing with Roost is no longer a viable strategy. We are in a lot of trouble, which brings us to our final hope, Chipmunk. So long as he survives this one hit, we should be able to outspeed and KO Darumaka and then win.
Come on, baby. Come on, Chipmunk. Come on, Chipmunk. Come on, Chipmunk.
Oh, now that was amazing. Posthumously, I prepare for victory. Only for Sigilyph to show its face, question mark. The fight took so long, I forgot N had one more teammate. Worse, it's a teammate who is very fast and very strong. Now, we are also very fast, in fact, we are faster, and we have Crunch for super effective damage. All we need is the one shot. Is that possible? No! Well, there goes Chipmunk. Pigeon is able to Quick Attack and win us the fight, but man, we are low on teammates now. Tragically, that is a death sentence. When we get to Elesa, we basically have to try and brute force our way through the fight with Rabbit, which goes okay for a bit, as we're able to get the Seb Striker and one of the Molgas on low health, while also KOing another one. But in an attempt to keep everyone alive, I gamble again with Squirrel, and again, it doesn't pay off, as she is not able to live 2 sparks from Seb Striker, the zebra. And because Emolga will live a Quick Attack from Pigeon, I gamble on her being faster, which she is not.
God, please live 1, please live 1, please live 1.
Amazingly, in the final hour, Rabbit did tank a hit from Zebstrika, but it's way too late at this point because the Emolga just outspeeds and cleans everyone else up. With that, it's time for attempt number 5 and an admission of guilt. The title you see is wrong. This isn't a Pokemon Black Hardcore Nuzlocke with just normal types, it's a Pokemon Black and White Hardcore Nuzlocke with just normal types, because halfway through, I found out some useful information hidden away in a secret place known as Google. Rufflet is a white exclusive, baby. At my smartest moments, I will admit, but all the problems that we have been dealing with are still very much there because Rufflet is still very, very late game. He'll be putting in work during the Elite Four, but the question is, who's going to be there with him? A two-sided question, because to address the change in the world, I've adjusted some names to all our team, just ever so slightly, just to, signify the change of environment. Oh, but the biggest change, by far, is Rabbit. Already a useful teammate, this time he has Regenerator, an ability that is, I would say, one of my new favourite abilities. I've never used a Pokemon with Regenerator in a Nuzlocke before, but wow, this is brilliant. But I like this. Whenever you switch out, a percentage of your health gets regenerated, and in a game mode where you can't use healing items, this is a gift from Arceus. Helpful especially because Ordino, the Nurse Joy Pokemon in Unova, can't learn any healing moves. Bit of a tangent I know, thought I'd add it in given we're skipping to the Elesa fight anyway. Entering the battle, the first part is the same as last time, only difference is that we're switching out Rabbit for Meerkat, who is just going to be whittling down the Emolgas a little bit. Something that would have been a lot easier, and I got a Chesto Berry. Cherry Berry, god damn it! Oh well, we still are able to get off a couple of crunches, even though we're paralysed once, and yes, obviously, very risky to stay in here, but hey, you gotta live a little sometimes. Even if that means someone else may not live at all. Turns out my reckless abandonment for Meerkat's safety was unfounded, however, because when I witnessed the pathetic amount of damage inflicted by the stupid air rat on Doge, I just set up 2 workups to KO the next one that comes in on the Volt Switch, and then the Zebstrika after that. Finally, I switch into Rabbit to tank the final hits from the last Emolga until it goes down, and we win badge number 4. Walking on to Route 5, I discover 2 very important things about Unova. Number 1, children are better than gym leaders. Look at these 2. They are just monsters. They annihilated that monkey in one hit, man. I mean, they're an endangered animal for crying out loud. Now they're just in danger. Seriously, one of them gets a +2 in attack and the other gets a +1, while I was just missing hypnosis left, right and centre. A few bad lucky moves here, we would have probably ended up wiping. The other thing I noticed is this game has a very weird relationship with bridges. The first one was so long it crossed dimensions, and then there's this one, and it's only allowed to be lowered if Clay says it's okay. Like, does this man own the bridge? Does he get to decide who can cross into his territory? This is unrealistic. Unova is so corrupt. Well, after being deemed worthy to cross the bridge, we're deemed unworthy to fight Clay. Life is about give and take. You're a gym leader, dude. What the? Fortunately, to quell my anger, we catch a buck on Route 6, the only Pokemon we have that is neither a flying or normal exclusively. That's a dumb way to say it to grass type. And after completing Clay's dumb side quest, we're able to fight him, something a lot easier said than done. Clay has a very scary extra drill, as is Ace, and his Crocodile and his Emperor Palpitoad do damage in their own right. The plan for the first 2 is pretty straightforward. I lead Rabbit, and then we get lucky and dodge a Swagger, allowing us to set up a Reflect, halving the damage of incoming moves. Also, my sick new headpiece called a Rocky Helmet chips the Crocodile's health every time we get smacked. On the next turn, return almost KOs outright, but what would be my victory turn ends with us being confused and very self-destructive. Therefore, Meerkat tanks in, allowing Rabbit to get back to full health with Regenerator. On the next turn, Meerkat outspeeds and kills the Crocodile, and then Emperor Palpitoad comes out, and we hit it with a Confuse Ray, and the Emperor smacks himself. Then we put him to sleep, and I was going to switch back and set up a Reflect, but I decided, what's the worst that can happen? Let's just kill it instead, am I right? Do it! Excadrill is last out, and I'm sure glad he doesn't have a stat-upping move I forgot about, cause that would be really inconvenient. Aha! Hone Claws? That's an Excadrill move that ups attack. I forgot he had that. How inconvenient. I don't want this getting out of control, so my solution is the 50% accurate hypnosis. Listen, I don't make good decisions when I'm under stress. You'll see that a lot later. Somehow it hit. Weird, I actually needed it to, and it did connect. Thank you. Probably saved us, because then we can bring out Buck, who can kill with 2 hits, well, 4 hits in this case, using double kick. Excadrill stays asleep the entire time. And the reward for victory is fighting Bianca and getting Bigger Doge to evolve into the biggest Doge with a glorious mustache. And in Chargestone Cave, a cave with a fight I do not appreciate, Birdie evolves into the biggest Birdie, and a little bit later, Buck evolves into a majestic, bigger Buck. Just in time to declare his dominance on the sky against Skyla and her, well, okay, Birdie, not Buck, is going to be doing this. Which is probably the easiest fight in the game, you know? Just set up 2 workups on the Swoobat as none of her moves do a lot of damage, then just keep using Fly. This should be a flawless plan without flaws. Unless you miss the 90% accurate move, which I somehow do against the Swanna, and then get this, the Swanna uses Air Slash, which crits, leaving us on barely any health. It's not the end of the world though, I just switch into Doge, and then on the next turn I use Return, and then one more Return finishes off Skyla. Guys, I cannot believe Fly missed. How? It's 90%, and like, not even the first time, god damn it. With everything in Maelstrom City completed, we arrive at Twist Mountain, which is a very not nice place if you're, I don't know, running a normal type only challenge, where your answer to fighting types is also weak too. Amazingly, after doing a little bit of research, the girders aren't actually that bad. The level they're at means they only know rock moves and a few other random ones that aren't actually that scary. No fighting moves whatsoever. The boulders, on the other hand, are the real issue. They're guaranteed to hit at least once, and they can hit deceptively hard. Our saving grace is actually Buck. He's able to hit really hard with a grass move and can tank a hit or 2 relatively well. Honestly, if he was a tad stronger, double kick would be amazing, as it hits twice, thus breaking sturdy. Wait, and it's also a fighting type. Fighting moves, fighting types, super effective against ice? Oh my god! A poor transition! We arrive at the ice gym. Normally, the easiest gym in most games, but given I said that about the flying gym, you know what's coming next. We need to come up with a plan. A fate worse than death, honestly. I don't want a 1v1 fight against the Beretic, given it no swagger, which is just asking for trouble. The only teammate we have that can both one-shot the Beretic and outspeed the Cryogonal is Buck, but he is weak to ice, making the required amount of workups against the Ice Cream Cone's Frost Breath pretty hard. Shelving that plan, we fall back onto Doge, who won't outspeed Cryogonal, but is bulky enough to not be KO'd so long as we don't get hit by 2 Frost Breaths. And because the AI is kind of, how do I put this nice, stupid, it should work out. On the first turn, the Ice Cream Cone comes out and uses Frost Breath as we use our first workup, and then on the next turn, it uses Acid Armor as we use another workup. With those 2 set up, it's finally time to just sweep with Return. However, the Ice Cream Cone actually does hang on from the first return, but even though it gets up another Acid Armor, putting it at +4 defense, it doesn't matter. 2 more returns are able to take it out with ease, and then the Beretic also goes down to 1 return. Last is the Cryogonal, and we outspeed it, which I don't think I was meant to be able to do that, but I will take it. I guess Cryogonal is gonna go in a Cryogonal. It's gonna cry. Heading up Dragon Spiral Tower, we again have to fight Space Peter terrorists, and watch N catch a Pokemon. A very special Pokemon we're going to need to fight later. Well, okay, fight is the wrong word, survive is a better one. Yeah, in this game, for the final fight, you need to battle Reshiram or Zekrom. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Trundling along, we fight Bianca for the final time, marking the last rival fight until we reach Victory Road. Yes, I know, I said it's once we get past the 8th gym, there's no more fights. Look, I was wrong, I'm sorry, it can't happen 3 times though. On the subject of the 8th gym, the 8th gym, Iris and her dragon types, and more terrifyingly, the title of hardest gym trainers in any Pokemon game. Haxorus is bulky enough to take one hit, and after a dragon dance, fast enough to outspeed most of our party and hit hard with Dragon Claw. This was the definition of not a fun time. Conveniently though, as we're travelling through the gym, Chinchilla, formerly known as Squirrel, has finally reached level 43 and learned all the moves that can only be learned by its pre-evolution and not the final evolution. For example, Captivate, Hyper Voice, and a few others we will need. She's had no mention yet and isn't going to see the light of day for a little bit longer, but believe me, she is quite possibly the most important member of the team, along with Rabbit. She makes one of the Elite Four members actually possible. We're getting ahead of ourselves though. Let's focus on the present, and presently we need to fight Iris. And this fight, it could have gone better. Definitely wasn't optimized to the high level of skill I normally display. So we lead Meerkat and Iris leads Fraxurus. First thing we do is hit it with a Confuse Ray. See, Fraxurus's move pool, it's kind of cringe. It's really good at stopping my solution to all the problems that have arisen in this playthrough. Work up. Dragon Tail switches us out, and Dragon Dance means it could sweep us as easily as we sweep it. Speaking of which, after smacking itself once on the first turn, the next turn, not only do we miss Hypnosis, but Fraxurus gets its first Dragon Dance off, putting it at +1 in speed and attack. And yes, I said first. On the next turn, we miss Hypnosis again, and Fraxurus snaps out of confusion and uses Dragon Dance a second time. See, the plan was confuse and sleep Fraxurus, then set up with Dog and sweep from there, and the anchor of all this is the 60% accurate Hypnosis. Maybe I should have spent more than 5 minutes strategizing the last gym badge. On the third turn, we actually do hit Hypnosis, finally, so I switch to Dog and use the first and second workups, as Fraxurus just sleeps. Yeah, very, very lucky. If he had woke up, that would have been us done more than likely, but yeah. We got there. We got there in the end. Amazingly, even after the Fraxurus goes down, that's still not the end of the battle. See, I needed a +3 for the Haxorus in the back, so I have to use another workup on the Drugogen. Once that's done and we survive the Drugogen's attack, we can then easily KO both it and Haxorus, getting us a very, very messy, but a win nonetheless. It's all now behind us. All 8 badges are ours, and nothing can stop us now. Except, well, I'm pretty sure it was divine intervention on the side of Sharon. Let's talk about the final rival fight. See, I've been bamboozling you, well, you who haven't played these games, through trickery of saying one thing that's led you to believe the rival fights are over, and that rant at the beginning has had no payoff. Well, let me be the payer of the off. Well, why is it important? Well, rewinding a bit, we find ourselves in a fight against veteran Carla. Not a problem. I hear you say, MagcarJoe, she has led with a grass type, and you have a bird. A pretty easy win, if I do say so myself. This should be all well and good, but these veteran trainers, they tend to have pretty good teams, so to up my chances, I use a workup before attacking, and the Maractus uses Toxic. Toxic has a 90% accuracy, by the way, and I'm just gonna put this up here. We'll come back to it, don't worry. We're badly poisoned now, and ironically, the next Pokemon to come out was Cryogonal, so the workup was completely meaningless. When we do switch around to get both that and the Alomomola out, our team is slightly weakened. But again, no problem, I hear you say. Just go and heal. Wrong! What do I look like? A patient man? Do you think I'm gonna fly back and then walk those 122 steps after healing just to get back to where I was? That's crazy. No, I wanted to just go a little bit further and, see if we could make it to Victory Road and then fly back there, like a normal person. Oh, but the villain of our story had other plans, and healing our team wasn't one of them, despite the fact that, Fair Fight seems a bit more honourable. He just came at us with a crowbar while we were in a wheelchair. And that is the opening act and backstory of how I got into a fight with Sharon while my team was not on full health and a bit poisoned. Now how does it end? In the midst of chaos, there is opportunity. Sun Tzu. Yeah, about that. I'm going to speed up the first part of this fight, because, and I mean this literally, nothing was gained. I wasted about 5 minutes and accumulated a lot of damage while trying to use my tried and true and tactical strategy of I use workup. That's been made pretty clear. Eventually, it's clear the plan that I've been using this entire playthrough isn't working. It isn't going to, and it's only going to worsen and weaken our team the longer we try. So, dropping back down to normal speed, I switch to Rabbit as Unpheasant uses a Razor Wind. We set up a Reflect as Unpheasant charges up a second Razor Wind. Then I switch to Doge, who thankfully doesn't die when he does get hit. We're faster here and can KO with Return, and we're not going to get hit as Razor Wind needs to charge, so it's safe to get one workup off to maybe make the rest of the fight a little more bearable. Unpheasant goes down to said one hit, but the big boy comes out after, and it's hard to put into words what transpired while this thing was on screen. My thought process at the time was Doge is very, very important and needs to be preserved, so I decided to switch him out for Rabbit. The most powerful move Ember has is Flamethrower. To my eternal gratitude, it actually doesn't know a fighting move at this point. Rabbit has Surf, and as the Resonant Wall is the perfect candidate to fight Ember. We can also switch around if need be to regain health along the way. Rabbit first eats a Heat Crash for a little bit of damage, and on the next turn, a Flamethrower. That burns. With that large amount of damage, plus now the accumulative health loss from the burn, and the fact that Rabbit is essentially our golden goose, the only way we can win against the Elite Four, he's got to be benched. To add insult to injury, Surf did a disappointingly low amount. Sadly, the time has now come for the inevitable choice we all make whenever we play a Nuzlocke. Who's not going to be missed the most? Meerkat! My lad, the time has come. Do God's work. Switching, she takes a lot of damage from Flamethrower, but manages to hang on. Okay, which way should we gamble this, Meerkat? That our luck is good, or the AI's luck is bad? Clearly, there's only one correct answer here. Neither. But we don't have that choice, so I go with Confuse Ray, and you'll never guess what happened. Well, how to turn tables. After doing some calculations, the chip damage we've got there means Meerkat can just barely take out Ember with Hyperfang, potentially creating an opportunity to win without anyone dying. Only downside is it's a percentage chance, but it is quite high. I believe it was about 80%. We should be able to do this. Why is it not moving? Can we get a wide shot, please? Just wanna... Can we rewind a bit? Oh, that's what happened. How silly of me! The 90% accurate move missed! That's funny. Game Freak, you've got the numbers the wrong way around. And with that, our lovely Meerkat has fallen into the Shadow Realm. And with her, the chance to use Baton Pass in the Elite Four as well as Confuse Ray and another sleep move. Rest well. Once again, I do some math and find out Birdie is best suited to finish off the Ember at the health it's at using Fly. Leftovers be damned. The poison damage will be Unpheasant, as it is toxic and therefore the damage gets doubled every time. Mercifully, we don't even have to chance a low roll here. Fly will kill every time. Fly will kill every time. No, that's fine. We all make mistakes. We all expect the 95% accurate move will hit when it's most needed. That is the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone ever. And it happened to me. Rest in peace, Birdie. Oh god. Oh no. Fuck! Oh, but it gets better. Stoutland needs to come in, and you know how I've been talking about high rolls, damage percentage and all that? Well, we have a very small chance that we will hit the damage needed to KO, and of course we didn't. We lowest rolled actually, I'm pretty sure, resulting in him dying as well. Look, I didn't even need to build that one up. There was no surprise. We all knew it was going to happen because this game hates me. There goes my only healing move, my only flying type, although we do get another one coming in soon, my strongest attacker, my most glorious facial hair, and my starter. Fantastic. Thankfully, the carnage does end here, with Buck coming in and being our saviour. He's able to sweep the rest of Sharon's team. Thank God. Let me just heal up your Pokemon a bit. Oh, I'm such a good friend. Except I'm a murderer. And the funeral service has come to an end. Victory and capturing Rufflet are now my only priorities. With that in mind, we head to Victory Road and are able to catch our beautiful little boy. And then I return to where all my problems started, Route 10. And you want to know my reward for the nightmare I just went through. It's Bison. Pretty good, right? Let's talk about abilities and IVs. As you know, Pokemon have abilities, some better than others. Example, Sap Sipper. Pretty bad. It ups attack if you're hit by a grass move. Garbage. Way too situational to be properly used. Reckless. An amazing ability that ups the damage of moves that give recoil. Bison has the move Head Crash that gives recoil damage, and an extremely high attack stat. Guess which ability I was given? IVs, pretty simple. Bigger number is better, the highest number you can get is 31. Here are some of my teammates' IVs. And here is Bison's. Honest to God, the worst I've ever seen. 0 attack and 9 in special defense, which is the highest. It's fine. There's a bright side to everything. Bright side at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully it's not a truck. No, it's fine. It's Rufflet, our beautiful eagle. Look at him. He's gorgeous. So, okay, I have a level cap for the Elite Four, and that level is 50. It's the level of the Ace Pokemon, so we're missing out on a few moves with Rufflet. Nothing major though. Any problems we can very easily work around. And you know what, actually, well, what level does he evolve? I need to get more prepared. My neighbours should be grateful, because when I found this out, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to scream. I couldn't, and I didn't. I can do it in post though. Damn it! Okay. I'm back. Had to take the day off just to calm down a little bit. Also needed some time to literally look through all the potential plans I could use. Yes, see, we're gonna need to scrape the bottom of the barrel of plans when it comes to trying to beat this Elite Four. Never mind, I don't want to go into a whole speech here. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. This is the team we have, all leveled up to the level cap of level 50. Can they beat the Elite Four and the champion? And the champion's abusive father figure? Let's find out. First up is Shauntal and her ghost types. Before we get into the fight, I just want to go over Operation Big Eagle. See, I've leveled Eagle, and everyone else on the team for that matter, up to level 50 and 1 XP from over leveling. I've also given Eagle the EXP share, and whoever's going to be in the most during the battle will have the lucky egg to boost our XP gain by 150%. Oh yeah, we're doing this. It's not cheating, it's being smarter than the system. Moving to the fight itself, Shauntal leads Cofagrigus, who is the perfect Pokemon to set up on with workups from Bison. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but his move pool it leaves a lot to be desired. Problem is the Coffin has Will-O-Wisp, cutting our attack and making 6 workups impossible. To achieve the solution, we're going to be leading firstly with Eagle, and he's going to hit a defog, lowering the Coffin's evasion, meaning if needed, Sing from Chinchilla will be more accurate. Wasn't sure how many I would need, because, you know, why do a quick Google search at one of the last battles? So I just used 3 defogs to make sure our Sing had 100% accuracy, and yes, it almost cost Eagle his life, but it didn't. All good. Afterwards I switched to said Chinchilla, not to use Sing, to use Captivate, to lower the Coffin's special attack. A flawless plan.
You're an idiot.
You know, I'll admit it. When you're wrong, you're wrong. That was stupid of me. And yeah, if either of those psychics critted, we'd be dead. Death Note is a concept invented by the Jedi and something this Coffin is gonna wish he could experience again. We switched to Rabbit and hit the Coffin with 6 flashes. You can see the play now, can't you? Get the Coffin to -6 accuracy, so all his moves just miss and miss and miss, or at least that's the plan. Accuracy moves, they're renowned for being awful. I debated stalling this thing out of all its moves, but instead I switched in Bison once Rabbit was burned, because the AI will normally not go for another status move if you already have a status condition on you. And to seal the deal, I've taught Bison Taunt. What Taunt does is it prevents the opponent from using status moves or just anything that isn't an attacking move essentially. So now we can conclude this battle by using Work Up 5 times, giving us a +5 in attack and 1 extra +1 in attack, poetically given by my ability Sap Sipper when Coffin used Grass Knot for some reason. Whoever said that was a useless ability? What an idiot. And once we're finished, I use Payback and Wild Charge to eliminate Coffin, Golurk, Chandelure, and Jellysunt. We did also get burned at the end by Chandelure's Flame Body, hence why I wanted the +6 just in case it did happen. That is the first Elite Four member deleted. Now let me just address something for all you commoners out there saying, oh, this plan, it was just entirely luck based, it wasn't very reliant at all, what a stupid plan. Well, this plan, compared to the other ones, is by far the most skilled. With Shauntal behind us, Grimsley is now in front of us, and this one isn't fun. None of them after this are fun. He starts the trend of being normal phobic. Yes, he does have dark types, but he leads with a Scrafty that knows a fighting move. Caitlyn, the psychic type trainer, leads with a Reuniclus that knows a fighting type move. And Marshall, the fighting type trainer, yeah, you get the point. How do we play around this issue? In my eyes, there's only one correct answer. Once again, I lead Eagle and Grimsley leads Scrafty. We've got the same plan as last time. We're just going to use Defog to lower the evasion, and then we switch into Rabbit. It may seem quite obvious here to use Reflect, however, Brick Break's effect completely just destroys them, so it's useless. Instead, we need to rely on the much more annoying Growl, which can only lower the attack stat once at a time. We're only able to get 2 off before our health is low enough we need to use rest, so now the Scrafty can just start going Bruce Lee on us, but so long as we don't get critted, we will be fine. In addition, whilst not the original plan, our Rocky Helmet means we will get a free turn here to maybe wake up as Grimsley uses a full restore. Sadly, that does not happen and we need to take 1 more hit. However, on the next turn, we do wake up and I switch to using Flash for a bit. Desperate not to let the ball start rolling, Scrafty still manages to hit us with Brick Breaks as we're forced to use Rest a second time after again only getting off 2 flashes. What he does not know is it is inevitable. Like Siphysis's rock is always destined to roll back down the hill, so too is the ball of lowered accuracy destined to begin to roll. We're asleep for the same amount of turns as last time. However, Scrafty misses 2 Brick Breaks, so when we wake up, we get 2 more flashes off. I could have gone for more, but I'm uncertain if the AI will waste 2 full restores on its first Pokemon. I decided it would be safer to switch now into Chinchilla so we can put the Scrafty to sleep. Next I use Hyper Voice to ensure Scrafty will go down to a +2 double kick from Buck. Afterwards, I put it to sleep a second time, then finally switch into said Buck. Oob, for his debut battle, gets to watch the Scrafty wake up after 1 turn of sleep and then smack him with a Brick Break. Fantastic. Well, let's just switch back, send him back to Dreamland again. Thank you very much, Chinchilla. That's great. Attempt 2, and thanks to 1 extra turn of sleep, 1 miss, and no crit, the 2 necessary workups are completed. Double kicks are able to then just clean sweep through all of Grimsley's team. The Scrafty, Bishop, and Lipod go down. Finally is the Crocodile, which has Intimidate, but that's why we're at +2. Even at +1, we win these. That is Grimsley done, and more importantly... Eagle, come on baby, just get there! We're so close! Caitlyn is third, and this is where we really throw the please miss strategy into high gear, and pray to Arceus we don't get hit. Please. Our opening act isn't Eagle this time, due to a lightning storm overhead. Instead, the main performer Rabbit and his flashes is leading the show. We set up a light screen and then get hit by Focus Blast, but if you know anything about Pokemon, you are aware Focus Blast is renowned for its lack of accuracy. Because the game is a cheating sack of garbage, I'm expecting Focus Blast to hit at any time as we continuously just use Flash. To my surprise though, that never comes. Truly we found the most noble form of combat. A second light screen is then set up to again half any potential damage, so it's now time to switch to Buck. But when I go to check his moves, I realise I forgot to teach him Return. And that is a very, very bad mistake, because Bison is the backup, and he is pretty slow on his feet. Thanks again for that, guaranteeing that even if we set up all the workups, which is 6 by the way, we're taking damage from Sigilyph in the form of Psychic or Air Slash, both of which will just outright kill if they crit, and Air Slash has the added benefit of causing a flinch. What really doesn't help my case is the coming series of events. I switched to Chinchilla as Renucleus uses Energy Ball, a perfect move to lock it into with Encore, which we successfully do. Now for the next 3 turns, we're getting a +2 in attack thanks to our workups. This means that Bison and Sapsipper are going to get the required +6 with no damage. Unless we put the Renucleus to sleep! For some reason, I did that. The ball is slowly beginning to be stopped, and I cannot allow this. So, back to Rabbit, set up a light screen, back to Chinchilla, and I put the Renucleus to sleep again to make sure he has the full amount of sleep turns. Finally, it's Bison's time to shine again. I start the process of using Workup. For the first few turns, Renucleus just stays asleep. When it does wake up, I'm very grateful because it uses Energy Ball. That is one less workup we will need. It's still very scary though, because at any point, Psychic could crit or lower our special defense, meaning we need to switch out. For whatever reason though, the AI keeps going for Thunder instead of the more powerful and more accurate Psychic. Oh, that is just typical. Psychic connects on the very last turn and does a decent chunk of damage. Nothing we can do now though except start clicking payback like they took my lunch money. Renucleus goes down and Sigilyph takes its place.
Sigilyph. Well.
Oh my god. Not to be anticlimactic, but that is Caitlyn defeated. Her last 2 Pokemon are both outsped and one-shot, making the final part of the show a disappointing climax. Well, a better allegory would be, that was the Season 3 finale. It's the Elite Four, not Elite 3. And our last opponent is, dare I say, a Marshall has fighting types. Pretty bad. Somehow it gets worse. His throw that leads has Storm Throw, a 40 base power move that always crits, jacking its power up to 80 base power. That's not the scary part though. The scary part is that because it crits, Growl, Reflect, all of that don't matter because crits ignore stat changes. And then there's his Sock. You know, pretty fast, pretty strong, but nothing crazy, I hear you say. However, let's look at his ability. Sturdy. Unideal. You could make an argument, a very bad argument, but an argument nonetheless, that we could have won the last 3 fights without relying on Flash and Growl and such. We could have been more entertaining, you know, a lot of things, a bit more risky, make it exciting. I will bet my minus 50% crypto that without using the most unreliable method of Pokemon, we would lose. We need this strategy because it's the only way we can win. So let's do that. I lead with Rabbit and Marshall leads Throw. I use Flash and Throw misses a Bulldoze, starting off strong. Next we hit another Flash and Throw hits a Storm Throw, but our Citrus Berry heals us up. I made sure we'd have enough health to get at least 2 flashes off. Now though, we're guaranteed at least 3, so Flash number 3 comes out. And another miss from Bulldoze. Flash number 4, Storm Throw misses. Again on number 5. Oh, now this is art. And we're even able to get the last one off without taking any more damage. Now the Throw is at minus 6 accuracy, which is pretty big. Part 2 is Eagle. He's been given an Eviolite to survive the Stone Edge. Unfortunately this does mean that Operation Big Eagle has failed miserably, and you'll see why we couldn't even do the EXP share strat in just a minute. His job is the same as always, we need to hit defogs, and we're actually able to get 2 of them off because the first stone edge does miss, however the second one forces us out. Are you tired of me saying, and then we're going to use workup? Because I don't care. We switch in Chinchilla, and now we need to start using workup. Thanks to Chinchilla having Sing, we're dodging a lot less moves than before, as we can just put him straight back to sleep without any issue. Still very stressful though, so the first workup, that goes up fine. Disaster strikes though. Throw wakes and hits a bulldoze. The worst possible move it could use. The damage is minimal, but our speed is lowered. The Menshao waiting in the back is now going to be faster. Simply meaning, the only thing we can do is put Throw back to sleep, switch out to Rabbit to reset our stats, and just pray we can work around this. The problem is, if we switch back to Chinchilla and Throw gets lucky again and hits, we're done. That's it, we're back to square one. Nothing we can do about that, and I will be very, very sad. What? Oh man, what do I do? Use the Force, Sun Tzu. Of course, it's so obvious. Force the Throw to use all his moves, thereby leaving him with just the ability to struggle. We can heal with rest. We can use Bison and Buck to eat PP and activate our Regenerator, and he's going to be missing, like, a lot. This is doable, I say to myself in the past. Downside, unfortunately, it takes forever, but to ensure victory, I'd wait 1,000 lifetimes if that was required of me. Thankfully, we're done after only a couple hundred lifetimes, and with the Throw struggling while it no longer misses, we can still put it to sleep, and the damage is thankfully minimal. Wailord son of a bitch. Once the final workup comes in, and I realise I am still alive, I know I have just beaten the Elite Four of Unova with a Bison, a Deer, a Chinchilla, a Small Eagle, a Rabbit that knows how to flash, and accuracy lowering moves. Truly a victory for the history books. Conkeldurr has steroids, but I have the power to scream at it. Menshao is fast, but a squirrel is faster apparently. And last but not least, we have Sock. And this is where the realization sets in. I completely forgot to plan around Sturdy, is what I would say if I didn't have a plan to get around Sturdy. Got him again. See, this is why Chinchilla was the only one that could sweep through this flight. She's the only one that can learn Fling. Now, Fling is normally a useless move, but if you have, say, a King's Rock equipped, it adds a little extra effect that causes the opponent to flinch when it's hit. So essentially, we break Sturdy without being hit in the process. And then it's just one hyper voice and that's it. We've won. Yes! Done. The fighting type is done. We had to be lucky. We had to be very fucking lucky. But we have cheated our way to victory. Okay, let's all just calm down a bit. We've beaten the Elite Four, and now we need to see how this game ends. I'm thinking it's going to end in a very poetic, quiet, oh no, and just pulls a f***ing castle from the desert. That's cool, don't get me wrong, but how, may I ask? Where did he get the money for this? This is ridiculous, but awesome. So now it's time to go and fight N. Clearly not important. I care not for N. Our true rival, Sharon, has been vanquished already. Anything else is just a small speed. Oh god, he's back. Don't worry, I dealt with him off screen. Let's just go on and fight the king, man. First, all jokes aside, I do actually like this ending. I like the more grand and epic, and this part especially, with the theme music blasting and all the gym leaders rocking up, it's just really cool. Well, until I ruin it by running the wrong way like an idiot and then having to walk back. And in all seriousness, while traversing the castle, I was a little bit scared, not going to lie. My plan is unrefined. A lot of people are going to likely say this is a fool's gambit and you're an idiot, MagcarJoe, but it's the best I could work with because it's worked for the past 4 fights. Yeah, that's right, baby. Flash strats against a god. Come on now. I know you hate it, but can we appreciate how disrespectful to a god that's got to be? we're going to use it as a tool to set up on. And to add insult to injury, we actually just catch the other god and then throw it in the box. A close second in terms of disrespectfulness, but not close enough. Me and N, we have a quick chat, and then it's time for the final battle. And of course, we start off with our dear friend who's been here for so long, a sparkling star in the sky. We've given him bright powder to make his age-old strategy even better. He's been with us through all of this, and now it's time for his and now it's time for his greatest competition. Can we successfully set up 6 stat-upping sequences in succession, allowing succeeding successful? Let's find out. Turn 1, we dodge a fusion flare and set up a light screen. Turn 2, Arceus is not happy with my plan because we get critted right off the bat. We retaliate with Thunder Wave, putting the odds in our favour. Turn 3, we switch into Eagle as Reshiram is paralysed. Turn 4, Eagle does what he does best and uses Defog to increase Sing's accuracy. Reshiram is again paralysed. Turn 5, we use Defog a second time as Reshiram uses Reflect, whilst our light screen fades. Turn 6 until 8 is the funeral parade of Eagle. He's done his job, and the safe switch is more important to me than his life. May he rest in peace. Please, next time, don't have such a high evolve level. Turn 9. We don't talk about turn 9. Turn 10, as we switch into Rabbit, I begin to remember this fight was not a masterpiece I thought it was. Turn 11, I set up a light screen, Reshiram is paralysed again. Turn 12, Flash and Reflect. Turn 13, Flash and paralysed. Turn 14, flashed and dodged extrasensory. Turn 15, same as above. Turn 16, light screen and dodged extrasensory. Turn 17, flash and reflect. And finally, turn 18. A dodged extrasensory means we have now hit 6 flashes. Time to go to work. Turn 19, rest up until full health. Turn 20 and 21, sleep. Turn 22, light screen. Turn 23, I switch to Chinchilla and use Fling. Turn 24, what is wrong with me? Turn 25, I'm back to Rabbit. Turn 26, set up another light screen. Reshiram is running low on moves now. Turn 27, 28, 29 and 30. We played a long game, waiting out the god, but will our patience be enough to prolong this? Turn 31, no. Turn 32, work up 1. Turn 33, work up 2. Turn 34, work up 3. Turn 35, work up 4. Turn 36, work up 5. Turn 37, work up 6. You've dodged all attacks and set up on a god. This is so epic. Turn 38, double kick, still won't KO, but that isn't a problem. That, on the other hand, is a very big problem. There's a good chance Vanilluxe will be out next, and that can kill us, and has a chance of living the double kick. Turn 39, I choose to stay in and wait out Reflect, using Horn Leech to put Reshiram in healing range, but in return...
Oh my god. So much. It's gonna heal this turn.
Turn 40.
So I say we just Horn Leech it. It didn't heal. Why didn't he heal it?
Not taking into account Reshiram needs to recharge, so I instead just KO it. Turn 41. Vanilluxe comes out, and there's nothing to do at this point. We are only going to delay the inevitable. So I use double kick. It's enough for the KO, but the reflect does not fade yet. Turn 42. I'm beginning to wonder if my impatience has cost me the win, as Kling Klang comes out. Then I realise though, I know the AI. I know N's team, and I know he only has one member with a super effective move. It's Sorarok with Focus Blast, and that thing has paper thin defense. Even with a Reflect up, it's a one shot. Reflect ends. And so does Kling Klang's life. Turn 44, Aerodactyl is sent back to the ground from whence it came. Turn 45, the exact amount of time in hours I spent on this game probably. On this turn today, we finish off N, and we win the run. And that was Pokemon Black, completed with just normal types. A truly spectacular, that was a word, display of skill, ingenuity, and blind dumb luck. Oh, does this also just fight against this old guy? I don't know, to be honest, but he leads with a Coffagrigus that is even easier than Shauntal's. You do that, Coffagrigus.
Look, this is a war of attrition that I cannot lose.
This is its moveset.
Oh, you're in trouble now, Cofagrigus. You've been locked in. I've got the ball rolling. Damn it.
Yeah, I sold out a god. Do you really think Coffin number 2 is worth my time? No. This is outro material. If you did end up enjoying this, please do subscribe to my channel and like the video. I really want to start seeing that number go up, man. You know, just come on, just, you know, help a guy out. You know, put it up. I'm kidding. Of course, you don't actually have to if you don't want to. If you like it, do. But if not, then, you know, your choice. Yeah, the fact that this ended on attempt 5 and wasn't ended on attempt 6 or 7 or 8, that's a miracle. It was fun though, I had fun. A lot of good things about this is I get to use Pokemon I've never used before. Never used a Chinchilla, but, you know, probably won't again, but, yep, good Pokemon. Good Pokemon. Again, subscribe, like, turn on notifications so you know when I next upload. See you lads and ladies later. Goodbye.